You guys want to see my new plants? If you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Rain. I currently own over 100 plants and I have just added 9 more to my collection. I love looking for cheap plants. So pretty much all of these plants on this list are going to be under $20, and probably most of them are like in the $5 to $10 range. That doesn't mean that they're boring though. I've got some very interesting plants, some weird plants again. A lot of the plants that I get are sometimes pretty expensive if you look online, but then I like to shop on Facebook Marketplace. So I'll get some cheap finds from my neighbors, so it's pretty cool. My favorite places to get plants right now are from my local nursery, from Trader Joe's, and my neighbors from Facebook Marketplace. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you the plants. The first ones, I'll go ahead and start with the weird ones. So I got these from Trader Joe's, and I love how they have really good prices for their plants. And they'll bring in some really interesting things. I don't think that they are bringing necessarily like the most practical plants. So I have an oxalis that I got from Trader Joe's, and that's not the easiest plant to take care of. So these next 2 plants, I'll show you the first weird one here. It's a lithops, and like I think they call it a live stone or like the rock plant or something, but there it is. And of course I will be showing you guys the spotlight close-up of each of my plants with the scientific name, the common name if there is one, and the family name. But I just looked this up online, and apparently this is not easy to take care of. So we'll see how long this thing lasts. There are several plants in there, and my plan is to take them all out because I think the rocks around it are glued. So I don't really know like what that's all about. Like, how am I supposed to water this thing? So I'm gonna have to look up care requirements for this plant. When I bought it, I thought it would be an easy plant because I thought it was kind of like a cactus or something, but it's not. It's a succulent, and actually it's part of the ice plant family. And I vowed to myself that I would not buy any more ice plants because they are hard to take care of. Like the couple that I've bought have just dried up. So I'm hoping that I can figure this plant out because I think it's so neat and it's so weird. I saw a video online how the outer shell, like when it starts to grow, the inner growth will like grow through the center here, and it will like shed this outer shell, and it's such a strange thing. But I just love the texture. Like it reminds me of rhinoceros skin or something, and or they almost look like hooves. Like it's so weird. So pray for me that I can figure out how to keep this thing alive. So I'll go ahead and show you now the spotlight close-up. Lithops are a very interesting plant in that they only ever have 2 leaves at one time. They grow new leaf pairs and shed the old ones every year. Flowers will bloom from this plant in the fall, coming out of the central fissure between the leaves. These plants need a lot of direct sunlight, and they do very well in drought. The different species come in a variety of shapes and have different patterns on them. I'm not sure how many different species I have in this pot. And my next plant is also from Trader Joe's, and you can see it's in the same kind of pot. And these they call toes. How strange is that? When I first saw it, I was not thinking toes. Maybe sea anemone or something like that. But now I can't get it out of my head. It is the strangest thing. They almost remind me of Haworthia, but it's not Haworthia. And I actually don't know what it is. Let me look it up real quick. So I guess this is related to the lithops. I guess they also call this a living stone. So I don't know how similar they are. I need to look up the scientific names of these, but it's just so weird. And I love weird plants. I don't only collect weird plants, but I like having them. So let me go ahead and show you the close-up of this one and see what I can find. I also like to find interesting information about my plants on the internet, and I will narrate for you as I show you the close-up. Here is another interesting plant that has a translucent window at the tip that allows sunlight to reach underground parts of the leaf for photosynthesis. This is an adaptation to intense desert sun. This plant will also produce a daisy-like fragrant white or yellow flower that come from the center of the clump, often in spring or in fall, but only if the plant is mature and happy. Although this plant has many similar characteristics with the lithops, it is actually a separate genus. Next plant on the list is another weird one. This one is a cactus, I do believe, and I think it is a pine cone cactus. I mean, it looks like a pine cone, and it's so cool. I was on the search for this thing. So I wanted to get a cactus. It's called a snowman cactus or a golf ball cactus. It's like totally round, like almost a perfect sphere. And then it will grow like a new little arm or whatever, like right on top in the center of the ball, another ball. So then it looks like a snowman. Let me see if I can find a picture to show you on screen. I wanted to get one of those, but it was very expensive. It was $35. And I'm not ready to spend that much money on a cactus yet because I'm still new with the cacti. Like I just started purchasing them within the last month, I think. But I saw one of these in the nursery, and for some reason I didn't get it. I was thinking, I want the snowman cactus, but it was like so cheap. I think it was like $1 something for this thing. And then I regretted not getting it. So I went back, I tried to find it, it was gone. So I was on the search. I went back to the nursery like every single week when they have their restocks, and I finally found it. I got one, and they had a few. I picked the best one that I liked, and it was so cheap. It's like $1 something, but it's not that common. Like I feel like these are more rare because I don't see a lot of them. And maybe it's because people don't really want them. I don't know, but I love it. So let me show you a close-up of this. This very interesting cactus grows in segments that are loosely attached. The segments can detach very easily during drought or when it's knocked. This is actually a clever adaptation for easy propagation after rain or animal disturbance. This cactus is capable of growing small but charming blooms. Patient growers are rewarded with stunning white or pale yellow bell-shaped flowers from the top of the segments, usually coming out in late spring and lasting through midsummer. This is a pet-friendly cactus as it is non-toxic. Also, the spines are quite soft like feathers. Since I'm showing you cacti, let me go ahead and continue and show you some more. I got a spiral cactus. Isn't that neat? It is so cool. And I don't know if you can see it on screen. There, I think you can see better like this. The bluish tone, it is so beautiful. I love the color of this cactus. And it's so weird how it spirals around like that. Like, I don't know how it's doing that. And these spikes are kind of like a brown color or orangey brown. So it's like an interesting contrast with like the blue-green. It's such a beautiful cactus. And I think this might be the most expensive plant on this list. I think I paid like $16 for this. And I've been eyeing this plant for so long and I didn't get it because of the high price. That's kind of a high price for me. But I saw this one and it was like almost like perfect spirals. And I had to have it. So there it is. And I potted it up in this pot and I did it crookedly. So I need to somehow try to fix it. I got poked. I wore my gloves from IKEA, my rubber gloves, and it still poked me through the gloves. So I need to find some super massive heavy duty gloves to work with my cacti. I might have to get maybe some clippers, but I don't want to like ruin the spines. So I don't know if you guys have any tips and tricks on how to repot cactuses, like please let me know. It was once believed that this cultivar was produced in a nursery, but wild specimens have been found in South America, which proves that this spiraling form can actually occur naturally. This cactus is a night bloomer and will produce large flowers that bloom at night for only 24 hours. The colors may be pink, red, or white, and they release a fragrance to attract nocturnal pollinators. This cactus is also non-toxic, but these spines are very sharp. Next cactus on my list. I don't know what this is called, But isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, it's such a cutie pie. And it reminds me of Mickey Mouse ears. That's why I got it. I love the dots, the perfect pattern of the white dots all over it. It's so cute and they look so fuzzy and I really, really want to touch it. Like I am a leaf toucher. I touch all my leaves, especially my Hoya leaves. And this thing looks so fuzzy and I really want to pet it, but I'm not going to because I know it's a cactus and those prickles are probably going to get stuck in my skin and live in there forever until my skin sheds. So I'm just going to have to admire it from afar. I find it very interesting that this cactus is considered to be spineless. It does not have true spines. Instead, it's covered in clusters of tiny hair-like white bristles called glochids. They look soft and harmless, but they detach with the slightest touch, and they can cause significant irritation. These tiny tufts of white hair are an adaptation that is used to collect moisture from desert fog, channeling the water to the plant's surface. It's difficult to get this plant to flower indoors, but when it does flower outdoors, afterwards it produces an edible antioxidant-rich red fruit, a prickly pear. Here is another non-toxic cactus, but be careful, it will poke you. All right, my next one is another fuzzy one. They call this old man cactus. And look, do you see how the hair, it looks like it's like flying up in the wind? This is the funniest cactus ever to me. And I got it because of that cactus back there. So I think that's like a woolly cactus. And when I was doing research on that one, the old man cactus kept coming up. And I was like, oh my gosh, that really looks like an old man from behind with long hair just flowing in the wind. And something really interesting about this and the woolly cactus, I do believe that they use this cotton or whatever it is, I think they call it cotton, for pillows. Isn't that cool? Like, I'm not trying to harvest this and make pillows for myself or anything, but I think it's interesting that they do that in the world. I don't know why it's all brown like that. If anyone knows about this plant and like why is it brown? Like, does that come from the plant or is it just dirty? Should I clean it? Like, I don't know. I kind of like the whiteness at the top, not so much the dirty brown down there. But I'm hoping it's going to grow out and I don't know what's going to happen with the brown. But that's it right there. The shaggy white hair on this plant is actually a dense mat of modified spines that insulate the cactus against intense Mexican sun as well as winter frost. I love how this looks like two old friends sitting on a mountain watching the sunset. It is sad to know that this cactus is endangered in the wild, but it is widely grown in cultivation. As a houseplant, it probably won't grow any taller than 3 feet, but in the wild it can get up to 40 feet tall. Okay, the next plant is a different genus. I'm saving my two favorite plants for last, and you can probably guess if you know me that they're going to be Hoyas, but which ones, you don't know. So my next one here is a Peperomia. I'm starting to love Peperomias. At first, I didn't. When I first started collecting plants, I was like, ew, I don't really like peperomias because of the ripple peperomia. It was giving me a hard time, but only because I was doing the wrong thing. But now, my peperomia hope here, this is one of my top favorite plants. I love this thing so much. It's so easy to take care of. And I love the colors of the brown stem and the green, cute brown leaves. It's so cute. So here's another one. They call this a string of succulents. I'm trying not to get string ofs, like string of pearls or whatever, but I'm getting more and more string of, like I got string of turtles, string of hearts, and now I have this. And so they call this a Peperomia ruby cascade. And it's so beautiful. Can you see those purple undersides? It's like a reddish purple. This plant reminds me of lilies in a pond. I love this look so much. And I got this also from Trader Joe's. And when I got it, it was so hot outside. It was over 100 degrees, and I was shopping. And I left this in my car for a while, and I think it got kind of burned. But it's been over a week and it's still alive. And actually, since it's been in my home, it's got new growth coming out. So that is a good sign. And I'm feeling the pot is a little light, so I probably need to water it soon. But I'm hoping this plant is going to be as easy as my Peperomia hope. And I'm probably going to propagate some of this so I have like an insurance cutting because I really, really love this plant so much. Like, I love the look of it so much. It's so pretty. Like plants that remind me of like woodland areas or like ponds and stuff like that. Oh, capture my heart. So I hope you enjoy the close up. I've just learned that the ruby cascade is a climber. This makes me want to give it a trellis to see how it climbs. This seems like it's going to be an easy plant to take care of. It is resistant to pests, which is great. It is also slightly drought tolerant. The leaves are two-toned, but it is known to have random variegation from time to time. It is non-toxic and therefore pet-friendly. It is easy to propagate with 2 nodes. I'm definitely going to have fun with that. Although this plant can handle some drought, it does love humidity, so I wonder how it's going to do in the dry desert air out here where I live. But there is the new growth, so I am happy that it's happy here in my home so far. Okay, so I have already done the close-up videos of my plants, and I noticed that there was a spider web on here. And so I sprayed it with neem oil, and I still see the webs on there, and I'm grossed out by that. So I'm gonna take a brush and wear some gloves and I'm gonna like brush off the webs and then spray it again with neem oil maybe tomorrow. But can you see what Hoya this is? Can you guess which one it is? It's so hard. There's so many different Hoyas out there. And I don't necessarily care which Hoya I get. I look for the deals. So I got this, I believe, for $8. Like, I feel like that is such a good find. And the lady who sold this to me was so nice, super, super nice. And I've had this maybe a week and already it has new growth. Look at that little tiny leaf right there. So cute. And there's another tiny one. I don't know if you can see on the camera there, right there. I think this is, I might get this wrong. Hoya verticillata, maybe? I will try to find the correct name and then put that on the screen when I show you the close-up. But it's got a long, beautiful vine already. I think there's 2 of them, and it's so pretty. So the Hoyas definitely give me like that woodland kind of like feeling, even though I think they come from like rainforests in Asia. Like, I just get like a woodland kind of feel, and I love that so much. Like, I love the vining effect. It's so pretty to me. But this one is adjusting so well to my home, and I'm loving it. I am happy to learn that this particular Hoya tolerates relatively dry environments compared to other tropical plants. This particular Hoya is relatively larger than the other Hoyas that I have in my cabinet, so it'll be nice that I don't have to put this in there. Apparently, there are several different varieties or cultivars of the verticillata, and I do not know which particular one that I have here. When I get the chance, I will repot this plant and give it a nice trellis. All right, so I'm running out of light, but here we go. The last plant, and it's not this one. I had to repot it, but there it is. It's Hoya Mathilde, the variegated, inner variegated. This is the cutest Hoya that I have. I think this must be the cutest Hoya that I own right now. It is so cute. And look at that tiny leaf that it's sprouted since I got it. When I got it, I only had the 2 leaves, this one and this one. And I put it in my cabinet because I'm cherishing this thing. I spent some money on it. I think I spent, oh, actually, okay, this is the most expensive plant on the list. I lied. I forgot. I spent, I think, $30 on this one. I think that's a good price for the Hoya Matilde with the inner variegation. This thing is so beautiful. Wow. I think this might be my favorite Hoya, maybe. I should do a ranking video of my Hoyas. I think I want to do that. It'll be fun. But I love this one. I also love my Hoya Polynura, the inner variegated. That's also very beautiful, but that's more yellow. And this is like a lighter green, I guess, like a light mint green. It's so pretty. And it's not really like focusing on there, but don't worry, I'm going to show you the close-up of it. And I had to repot it because when I bought it, it was soaking wet. I think the seller was in a hurry and she watered it, like overwatered it, and there was no drainage. And so it was like flooded, like there was like a quarter inch of water on top of the substrate. I'm like, no, it's gonna get root rot. So as soon as I got home, I took it out and I put it in here with my Engleriana. And both of these are in my cabinet right now. The Engleriana was living out in the open. It was doing just fine, like it was thriving. But since I put these two together, they're both in the cabinet now. But oh my gosh, this is probably my most favorite plant right now. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And it's really hard to play favorites. Like those of you out there with lots and lots of plants, I'm sure you know this feeling. Like someone asked me, what is the coolest plant that you have? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. They're all cool. Like, I mean, some are more cool than others, but like the coolest? I don't know. That's difficult. But let me go ahead and show you the close-up of this one. This Hoya is a hybrid. The Hoya Matilde is a hybrid between Hoya carnosa and Hoya serpens. And it is a non-wild hybrid. It does not exist in the wild. This tiny new growth tells me that this Hoya is happy living in my home. I cannot wait to see this thing grow out, and I cannot wait to see if it will flower for me. The Hoya Matilde is one of my favorite Hoyas, and this one with this variegation is absolutely beautiful. I also have a Hoya Matilde Splash, and that is one of the easiest plants to take care of. I'm hoping that this will be just as easy. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna have to bring this video to an end. I'm running out of light. It's sunset right now. Let me know if you guys have a favorite plant within this list. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you like my weird plants? Do you guys own any of these? If you do, please let me know if you have any tips and tricks for me, because these plants are new to me and I can always do research on Google, but I feel like you guys always have the best advice because you're real people with the real experience of having the plant. And still, I mean, it might be different because of the environment. Like I live in a desert and you might live in a more like humid place. So maybe the care is going to be different for us, but still, I want to hear you guys' experiences with your plants if you have the same plants that I do. It really does help me out. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, enjoy your plants.